and they don't have any eyewitness to the murders. So, you know, that is what it is. It's very interesting. So at some point, Attorney Love is going at Bennett as a complete hostile witness. The case is this testimony is no longer about this YSL trial or robbery or any police reports, anything. It's 1000% about the relationship between Bennett and the prosecution office. They're in there reading text messages. They're in there reading messages between the son and Hamilton, Bennett and Hamilton, Love and Bennett. They're talking about conversations that they had in the hallway. It's about nothing now. We are watching a testimony about nothing once again, because the state called a witness that didn't want to be there, and the state called a witness that does not have any information for them. The state called a witness that does not want to help either side in any way. And now the jury is stuck having to listen to another person that does not have any answers to any questions. Y'all telling me, somebody has to tell me why the prosecution thinks that this is a route to go. I don't know. If you can't even get these people's rivals to speak bad about them or to speak or to snitch on them, y'all gonna have to give it up, man. At some point, y'all got to get this thing up. And I'm not taking any side. I'm just saying y'all are trying to force something that just ain't cracking at all. It's just not going on for y'all. Y'all are struggling. Y'all are looking bad. Love is looking like she's going to even have a hard time even working in Fulton County after this, because who's going to mess with her? She's repulsing the jury. None of these witnesses like her. People losing their jobs just because y'all keep bothering them. Like, come on, man. Come on. I want y'all to tell me something too, what y'all think about this. If Jeffrey Williams told a witness that, hey, I'm gonna get you this job, I just need you to come testify for me, like I'm gonna get you a job and all that, that would be considered witness tampering. Why is it legal for a prosecution to give things to witnesses? Even if they don't use the word specifically, I'll get you a job, or I'll get your son a job if you come testify. I don't think they should have to use those words specifically. Giving favors to people that you want to testify favorably to you should be considered witness tampering all day, every day. I don't understand how it's not. Y'all let me know. Because I'm really like, what? Like, what do you mean y'all was trying to get her son a job and all this, telling them like, yo, I'm gonna put in a good word for you and all, like, what do you mean? And I'm not saying this, I don't have a problem with people helping people get jobs. I'm saying specifically helping people that you need to come testify favorably for you. That's what I'm talking about. Why is that allowed? Why are you allowed to do or give them anything? I don't understand that, especially because if a defense did it, it would be considered tampering with a witness. So I'm gonna have to get into the statutes. I'm gonna have to read up on why that's legal. Because y'all have to, unless somebody in here knows and can point me directly to any statute that says that that's okay, I don't see how that's cool. And essentially, and then you have Bennett say that Hamilton told her, "I'm cool with the judge. If you pretty much don't do what I'm saying, I'm gonna get you jammed up." If it's a subpoena, why do you being cool with the judge matter? Why does your relationship with a judge matter? If it's a subpoena, if I don't show up, they gonna come get me anyway. Why are you telling me that you cool with the judge and you can get whatever? Like, why are you doing that? That's predatory, man. You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks in a row, we hearing a witness say that they've been threatened to come to court by the prosecution. What's this about, man? Why are we doing this? Why do they think it's okay to be so dirty just to get a conviction on something they have no proof of? See, that's the problem with these conviction rate stats. They so hung up on the conviction rates, they don't care if they get it right or not. If you don't have the money to defend yourself, you just gonna be stuck. That's how they looking at you. They don't care if they got it right. They just care that they got the conviction. Yeah. Man, these people are out of their minds, man. They asked, Attorney Love asked Bennett if she know what a snitch is. And she was like, yeah. She like, what is a snitch to you? She like, a tattletale. She asked her if she thinks it's a good thing. She like, I don't know. I never heard if it was a good thing or not. That's damn near word for word what Trontavia Stevens said when they asked him the same question. Ain't that funny? Like I told y'all, Trontavia Stevens would inform us of the way that the rest of these people will testify. I knew it. She like, you ever heard the phrase snitches get stitches? She like, yeah, I heard it before. She's like, what does that mean? She's like, I don't know what it means. I just heard it. I just always heard it since I was a kid. I never knew what it meant. She's like, what do you think it means? She's like, I don't have any thought because I don't believe everything I hear. So she got up out of that. But man, I think we coming up on because that was pretty much the end of the day on Friday's testimony today. So we coming up on the end of that, man. So we going let me go ahead and let's wrap this up. Let me see final thoughts, people. Final thoughts, people. Let me pull my phone up so I can go back and read the comments that y'all been sending me on this situation, because I want to see what y'all are saying about this. So I could look at it up close and personal. Here we go. Let me see here. Oh boy. Here we go. Give me a second. Let me see if I can answer anything that anybody. I don't think y'all asked me anything. Y'all let me know what y'all think about what y'all would be feeling if you were in the jury and this was going the way that it's going. I see she was badgering her own witness. That's a fact. She for sure was badgering her own witness. It's crazy that they talk about this incident from Mother's Day, May 12, 2013. That's the day I became a father. That's the day, that day. The day that they talking about where this robbery happened, that's the day I was downtown Atlanta becoming a dad at the same exact time that this robbery was happening. Supposedly this robbery was happening. I was becoming a dad at that very instance. No bull, I'm not lying. I was downtown. Not at Grady. Come on, man. I ain't having no baby at Grady now. Okay, let's see. Let me see if anybody has anything. If they get them texts over. I can't believe Rasheed Hamilton, Lieutenant Rasheed. I'm going to have to look cousin up, man. Let me see. Because he just couldn't contain himself, man. He couldn't contain himself. And he a lieutenant. He couldn't contain himself. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Miss Bennett lost her job because, according to Miss Bennett, she says that she was being told to meet up with the prosecution so often that her job eventually fired her because she kept having to leave to go meet with the prosecution. Again, that's 1,000% harassment. Come on, man. Pay that lady some, give her some money, man, for that. That was crazy. That is great. The only person put him. Let me see here. Let's see what we're saying. Yeah, if we didn't watch these proceedings, we would have thought this was a movie for sure. And somebody's gonna make a movie out of this because there's no way. Now, whose perspective do y'all think they're gonna make them? Let's just give a hypothesis or hypothetical. If they were making a movie about this whole situation, whose perspective would you like to see it from? You like to see it from like one of the police that investigated on? Normally, when they do these movies, it's always from the cops' point of view. Normally, it's from the cops' point of view. Would you like to see it from the prosecution point of view, where you get to see all of the, Law and Order type vibe? Would you like to see it from like Young Thug's point of view? Or would you like to see it from like, and I got one for you, Donovan Thomas's mom's point of view? You understand? Like one of the families of the victim. You see them, of one of the victims, right? Whose point of view would you think would make like, and I don't mean to reduce people's lives or kind of compare people's lives to entertainment, but if y'all could see a movie or a project or a TV show, whose perspective would you want to see it from? You understand? Or maybe the defense attorneys. Whose perspective would you think would give you the most interesting insight into what's going on here? Yeah. She had her son in January of that year. So her son was a few months old at that time. You want to see it from Mr. Steele's point of view, Killer? The defense? Yeah, the defense, they had to put together a mean one. That's a team that they got over there, man. That is a team. Oh, you like to see the neighborhood. Oh, Cleveland Ave is turned up. Show the movie from Cleveland Ave. Oh, a backstory would be hard. Going from like old school rock crew leading into, and you remember when Trontavia Stevens was testifying and he kept on saying like he never wanted to say that there was like a gang called Rock Crew, but he was saying like we had older guys. Y'all realize that Adrian Bean was one of those older guys he was talking about, right? Like that's the older guys that they was saying like that they really didn't want to really put their name with and associate with it, say they was the same thing. That's the older guys. They didn't. He's like, they don't tell us what to do though. We, you know what I'm saying? That's the older guys they talking about. Yeah, pretty much Miss Love is testifying when she's reading her own text messages. That's a fact. I'm waiting for that one cop with the crazy pinpoint memory that showed up during pretrial motion hearings. I don't know his name though. They could show it from multiple points of view. That's true. That would be good also. That would be good also. You know, something that I thought about that I felt like was kind of sad. Just think about since the beginning of this trial. How many young black men have we seen on either in pictures or we heard mentioned during testimonies that are dead now? Just think about, like, it's been so many people, and we talking about all people under 40 years old. Even after all this time has passed, all these people still under 40 that we talking about that passed away. Maybe Dirty Red is over 40, but he was definitely under 40 when he died. Most of these dudes died before they was 30. But do y'all realize how many dudes that they have mentioned so far? And they like, yeah, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. All these all young black boys, pretty much. Like, when you talking about these people that ain't even make it to 30 yet in the grand scheme of life, they would be considered boys. Like, you ain't even really grow up and experienced nothing yet. That it's been so many dudes that have passed away and from various reasons, whatever the reason, because they haven't told us all of the deaths, but we do know that some of when Chartavia Stevens was talking about some of his friends that died, it was like a double murder situation, so they died together at the same time from being shot. So there's a lot of people that have been mentioned, and we don't even know about the opposing side of this whole gang war that Belknap is talking about. We don't know how many of the people on that side passed away. We just talking about so many young black lives lost in this, and just these small areas here. Atlanta is big, so you know there's other areas that have other rivalries and stuff like that going on. I just think it's unfortunate how many young black males didn't even make it to 30 or 40 years old, get a chance to even change their life around, to figure out what they wanted to do when they escaped this Cleveland Avenue area, which is a destitute area, impoverished area. That was one of the things that was one of the early police officers was being asked by Brian Steele, and he didn't even want to consider, he didn't want to call the area poor. He felt like that was disrespectful to the people of that area, which I guess you can look at it like that, but it was setting the point of why some of the behavior is happening over there, is because, you know, people just trying to find a way out. Trying to find a way out of there. Let's read some of these things. David Quinn tricked Adrian Bean. I hope that everyone will finally pay attention to, is the jail and police are always monitored for. Oh yeah, no, Tamika B. These people know that these calls are being monitored, because when you get on a jail call, not only does it tell you at the beginning of the call, sometimes these calls, these automated voices will tell you throughout the call. You know, this is being recorded and monitored. So they know it's being recorded. They still say what they're saying before. They have an agenda, clearly. They're like telling, but they don't want it to be like that they're on a stand telling. That's like a dog whistle to the police that are listening. Hey, I have information that I'll give you to get me out of here. That's pretty. So when you see some, or you hear about somebody talking street business on the phones in jail, that's their dog whistle to the police. Hey, come get me out of this cell block. Come get me out of this pod. I got some info for you. That's what's going on. There's nothing else. They all know it's being recorded. They're doing that on purpose. Okay. The DA hasn't had one Grand Slam witness yet. They don't have any Grand Slam witnesses. Their quote unquote Grand Slam witnesses are the defendants that took plea deals. If they copy Trotavia Stevens, they're going to have to throw this towel in, literally throw it away. They're going to have to say, we don't have anything. Even with the main murder that they've been talking about from 2015, Mr. Donovan Thomas, there was no eyewitnesses to the situation. They need somebody that was on YSL's side to tell what's going on. And a lot of people assume it's going to be YSL Woody, which YSL Woody already tried to tell on the situation. But when they found out that he was lying, they threw the case out. So I don't know how they think they're going to get his word to be considered trustworthy now. But that's going to be another like viral testimony. When he gets on the stand, that's going viral for sure. Because dude don't like Thug, and he can't wait to let it fly. So, you know, that they don't have any witnesses. The people who they plan on having Grand Slam moments with are people who are legally bound to testify against their will. They don't have a choice. They took plea deals. So that's it.